What's good, everybody? Here's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. And I got a message on Patreon from a good brother. I'm going to respond to it here very shortly about Nick Cannon. And Nick Cannon rejoining Wild 'N Out after getting fired for anti-Semitism. And him and Viacom are restoring their partnership after the TV host apologized for anti-Semitic comments that led to his termination from the partnership. And we all remember that podcast that he did with Professor Griff. Okay. And, MTV said that, Cannon has taken responsibility for his comments and worked to educate him through Jewish leaders. And Nick Cannon said that, he wanted to assure his Jewish friends, new and old, that this is only the beginning of my education. All right. And he's committed to deeper connections and strengthening the bond between our two cultures today and every day going forward. Now, many of you will look at this as selling out. And for me, I'm not going to weigh on that personal opinion right now for the subject of the video. Any of you guys who know me, you kind of know where I would stand on that. But what I want to talk about is, why did Nick Cannon feel that he needed to do this? Number one, I believe that both sides needed Nick Cannon to do Wild 'N Out. It was his idea, it's his project. So obviously, money's the bigger picture, money's the bigger story. That show could not go on without him. He would go on to do greater things, and he probably would lose a lawsuit. I don't know. But the thing is, was there enough money in Black America or in the African market that would have been better than Viacom? That's what I'm talking about. What was the confidence in the black dollar for Nick Cannon? Did he have enough confidence that with black people, he could achieve the same thing he could achieve with Viacom? For me, the answer is no. He didn't feel so. Now, I know I've talked about that in the past where a lot of people feel like, black people can't support what they're doing or they can go to the next level. But I want to kind of maybe push back on my previous video a little bit, because in looking back at it and I was in Uganda for almost a year, Nick Cannon had the ball in his court. He might not have made money up front, but he had the ability to go out here and rebuild another show himself. He could have took it to South Africa, Nigeria. He could have had it where it's his, while not being apologetic to people, because we know, in hip hop, let's just be honest, people know who runs hip hop. We all know about the Jerry Heller situation and things like that, and how blacks have been used to marginalize each other in hip hop, while other groups would never allow their people to be marginalized like that. It's always a one-way street. It's like if you say something about this community, but if you bring up things that, obviously the destruction of black on black violence is owned by, we all know who owns those, right? You bring that up as a problem. So I feel like Nick Cannon, and although he was reciting fair kind of things like that, I honestly believe that Nick Cannon had enough talent, enough power to say, you know what, thank you, no thank you, I gave you a lot of years of my life, you guys do this, I'll do that, I want to go and try it on my own. But a lot of us don't have enough faith in black people to do that. And I can talk about it here on my channel. I complain, as some of y'all would call it, about how a lot of times black men don't get a lot of support in sectors, and we have to work very hard to get that to get that, that market economy. But the one thing at the end of the day is ours, right? And the black dollar in the black market worldwide supersedes anything that Viacom can do because it's yours. And a lot of times we have to be willing to go out on our own and say, we're talented. We can do what others can do. If you look at how, the European Jews created Hollywood, how they've created certain industries, they've done it by believing in their abilities. And I think that a lot of times as African Americans, if we look at what we're talking about in Black History Month, some of our people that have done things, that created inventions that serve not only our community but others, they believe in what they can do. And when you can believe in what you can do, the economy can grow. Might not happen overnight, but it's yours. And we need to be able to look at ownership. Nick Cannon doesn't have ownership in this. The reason why I know he don't have ownership because he got fired. We need to be in situations with our people that we have ownership. All right? We need to be able to control what we have. Ownership. I used to compare my Negro Manosphere blog to Return of Kings all the time. LAR Movement, who's a good friend of mine, I said, man, Return of Kings are getting way more views than us. They're doing way better than us. We have nothing in their comparison. He said, you know what? You're right. They might get more views, but one thing you forgot about is it is yours, and you own it. And then they can continue to get better. It can always grow. And I want to tell black men today that a lot of times, your ideas, sit on it. Look at Tyler Perry. I know some of y'all don't like him, and I can understand why you don't like him, but sit on it. Make it come into fruition. All right. And once you can do that, brothers, I want to tell you something. You don't have to be apologetic for what you feel is the right thing. Because what Nick Cannon is saying is, I don't have any real faith in my ability. I don't want to start over again. I don't want to go out there and trailblaze again. I just don't think that the black community or the community that I'm speaking up for can support me. And sometimes it's like that. But if you get big in Black America, if you get big, they can't stop you. Because the African Americans, our culture, once you take off over here, who can stop it? So I'm not going to call him any names for his decision, and I can understand that a lot of people that want to stick up for us think that they don't get no support in black sectors, and I can understand that. But still, use your power to create your own autonomy. And I just don't think he has autonomy here. I just don't. I think that he's still very much an employee. It's not a partnership. All right. They fired him. They terminated him. He works for them. And I believe his talent is so much greater that he don't have to work for them. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment pinned to the top. Check out the Black Men Are Perp t-shirts. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.